90% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia. AB skinheads with big giant swastikas. Pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move. Whatever click you choose, you better stick.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. You're down. And for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good knowledge and insight on things pertaining to prison. I'm going to share some with y'all today. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Also, hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, if you're new to the page, I rap. Yeah, that's me on the intro. Flow is none like Curtis Blow. That song is called Still Steppin'. It's not out yet. Hopefully, it'll be out soon. If you want to hear some more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, and you will find me right there. Now, let's hop into this right here. A lot of times in my comment section, people will ask me, how does a person go about or become a shot caller in prison? So first and foremost, I want to say in the California prison system, you have many different organizations. And so rules, the procedures, the protocols, the requirements, of course, varies for different organizations. And since I only function with the black card and wasn't privy to the requirements, the exact requirements and rules of each organization, I'm not going to tell you this is what it takes for that particular organization. But by the amount of time that I've done, I have talked to people, I've been around, and I do have a more than basic idea of what it takes. And so I'm gonna just give you guys, that right there. Sometimes I've seen that show, I think it's called 60 Days In, and in certain county jails or whatever, they may call the person in the county jail that's running that particular tank as a pod boss. A pod boss is not to be confused with a shot caller. Sometimes a pod boss is just an individual who's gone to prison and he's in the county jail. Due to him going to prison before, he has an understanding of, procedures about prison and the do's and don'ts about being in jail. A lot of times in the county jail, you have people who've never gone to prison. Sometimes they're just in the county jail to do short sentences. So when a person has gone to prison, sometimes a person will take advantage of that fact and he'll basically just press a line, be aggressive, act like he knows a lot, he's big and he's tough. And when you're willing to be violent and confrontational in the county jail, prison period, but in the county jail, you have a lot of people who are not trying to match that energy. You have people in the county jail that's just really trying to do their time, go home or whatever. So sometimes they will submit to the quote unquote pod boss or whatever. A shot caller is a person who has aligned himself with a particular organization, and he is basically making decisions for those who have also aligned themselves with that organization in whatever prison they happen to be at. So like I said, though, one of the most important things in any organization is just understanding the policy, the bylaws, the protocols of that particular organization. You have to know how the structure of whatever organization you are with, you have to know how they operate and stuff like that. Also, another important step in being a shot caller or becoming a shot caller is you have to be willing to be violent. Unfortunately, prison is a violent place, and if you do enough time, you're definitely gonna get in situations where violence is gonna happen. And it's going to be required, and sometimes not only do you have to be willing to be violent and support your organization and support the people that you align with, you have to be willing to raise your hand and basically volunteer and go on missions, to show the people that you're with that I'm down and stuff like that. And so it may be an issue with another race, or it may be an issue inside your collective that needs to be handled. And so, you know, when you go on these missions, sometimes you may go to the hole. You have to make those sacrifices if that's something that you have people who you have people who go to prison and that's what they want to do. They want to run stuff. They want to call shots for whatever organization they're with. And those are the things that you have to do. Those are the sacrifices that you have to make to gain prestige, respect, and elevate in whatever collective you have aligned yourself with. Sometimes you may sit in you might catch a charge and now you didn't got 8 more 9 years added to your sentence, anything. So those are just some of the things that come with it. Now with the blacks, for the most part, with the blacks, we're splintered. We have a lot of different collectives and functions, factions, excuse me. And so for the most part with the blacks, there are no written in stone bylaws and procedures of operations in prison now. Back in the days, yeah, you did have that then. A lot of those organizations are now no longer up and running and stuff. So it all depends with the blacks. More with the blacks, it's more of you have certain individuals within a collective. You may have one individual that's done 18 years, another individual 23, another 30. And so when issues arise, sometimes they may have a meeting, and the individuals who have good knowledge of how things go, they'll just basically have the final decision. They know the do's and don'ts, the procedures and stuff, and say, hey, homie, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And they kind of make the final decision. So it's not necessarily a shot caller, quote unquote, or per se. It's just people who have knowledge and that's going to, basically decide what's going to go on for their collective. Now, there's also some unwritten rules to, being a shot caller or having a voice in your particular organization. And you definitely have to be diplomatic, man. You have to use diplomacy. You have to know how things go, in prison. And you also have to be able to talk to people, develop rapport, and your demeanor is extremely important, whether you're dealing with your own homies, your own race, or another race. If you approach a person with a real aggressive demeanor or a real disrespectful tone, of course, stuff like that is not gonna go well in trying to hash out differences between your organization and their organization. So stuff like that is extremely important. Another important unwritten rule is you got to be fair. You got to be fair in how you operate. You can't show favoritism. Like I said, within my organization, the Inland Empire, which is made up of 2 different counties in Southern California, and all the cities within those counties. So I might be on a yard with 20 people. Maybe 2 of those people I grew up with. The other 18 might be from 3 or 4 hours away. But those dudes who are 3 or 4 hours away and I've never met until I came to prison are no less my homeboy than the dude who I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And so now, of course, if I get a package or I get some food, I don't have to share it with every single person. I can give my particular homeboy some and stuff. That's not, I'm not required or, I'm not obligated, but I'm talking in terms of just how you treat all the homies, being respectful. If it happens to come out that my particular homie who I grew up with has done something that's not allowed, I can't show favoritism and speak up for him like, oh no, man, this is the homie, y'all give him one chance. And sometimes I have seen situations like that occur, where people who will want to make exceptions and give certain allowances to their particular homeboy that they wouldn't give someone else. And so, of course, things like that mess up the morale. They cause dissension and stuff because, unfortunately, certain things in prison is cut and dry, man, and it's not making the excuses or giving passes. That's the messed up part about it, man. That you have to go just as hard as your particular homeboy if he fucks up as you would any other person and stuff. And so, those are just some of the requirements of being a shot caller or aspiring to be a shot caller when you're in prison. You know, I think that people who are not participants of the prison life or the gang culture automatically assume that people in prison are ignorant, unintelligent, uneducated. Sometimes people will tell me, chill, you know, you're pretty articulate for a person who's been to prison. But I think you guys fail to realize that there are large amounts of extremely articulate and intelligent people in prison doing time. I'll be the first to say that I'm nowhere near as smart as some of the individuals who I've ran across in prison. You know, these people have a lot of time, or they make time, you know, to study, to read, to research law, you know, to try to regain their freedom, or maybe just read, research law, study history, just because it's something that they like to do. You know, of course, a person who's not in the gang life, he finds it ignorant and extremely dumb with some of the decisions that us who have been involved in the game life make. And I understand that, you know, but sometimes those decisions are made because within that gang life, those are things that you have to do to survive, or that you have to do to basically further your gang, stand up for your gang, or whatever. But that doesn't mean that the person is uneducated, can't read, can't articulate itself, or whatever. So sometimes that's obviously misconstrued because, like I said, I know we do a lot of things that seem dumb to people who are not part of this gang life. So that's just something that I always wanted to add to that. That I wanted to add that, you know, being a shot caller, you definitely have to be intelligent, man. You have to be intelligent. You have to learn how to use diplomacy. Not all shot callers have that, but you know, those are unwritten things, and those are things that are extremely helpful. You know, like I say too, you definitely have to be violent. You know, you have to be willing to step up and do the things that you have asked or will ask the people who are functioning with you to do as well. And so anyway, man, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.
Them crackers let me out the gate, now the pressure's on. We about to get this shit straight like a pressing cone. The wrong cat to get aggressive on. I bring the bitch up out of niggas while you think they got them dresses on. My reach long and that's the best type. To have some dirty white boys come and smoke you like a meth pipe. And leave your chest bright red like a fire truck. Kicking your mom's door at night, nigga, and tie her up. I'm wild as fuck and I'm respected by the new youth. I put this pistol in their ear like a Bluetooth. I blow their brains on their new coupe. And have red everywhere just like a function full of soup whoops. Tell your troops I deal with beef like a butcher. My 4-5 pump more guys than Ashton Kutcher. Line pusher, quick to bury your clown. Nigga, I stayed in the park like the merry-go-round. Get it?
The gang greasy, bitch, the gang need me. Oh, you niggas don't know my name. The gang greasy, bitch, the gang need me. I'm out here doing my thing. The gang greasy, bitch, the gang need me. I swerve in my own lane. The gang greasy, bitch, the gang need me.